Hi folks, in this tutorial we're going to talk about storing information and more specifically about databases, how you can store information into an Android phone with a database. And the number one choice of me and a couple of other guys is DBFlow. Now if you search about databases in Android, you'll see that are lots of solutions, but why DBFlow is very nice, because it is working with annotations. So annotations, you just have to annotate stuff, and I will show you in a minute how to do it. So let's get started. I have here a absolutely clean project with nothing on it, and I called it database intro. If you don't have it, just create one empty project. Now let's add some libraries, and I'm going here to my GitHub where I have my my template application, and I'm gonna add I go in upgrader. I'm gonna add the logging library because I want to write logs nicely, and the database library, we will add it like this. So here in this tutorial it tells us that we need to add something in the other build Gradle file, the project Gradle file. So here in the build script we have to add another dependency like this, and this URL to all projects to this Maven URL, which you can find it, copy paste it here without repositories. Let's sync it, and after you've done adding this to the project Gradle file, you need to apply this plugin in the other Gradle file. Let's put it below application and add these dependencies here, like on a library. So this is everything you need to do to configure the library. Let me create a base application class, and I also give you a tip. I have on my mouse a button which I configured to refactoring, so I configured it to Shift F6 renaming, because I do renaming a lot. Stands application. Let's override the on create. Let me add it to the manifest file. Base application. Okay. Now I don't want to remember how to initialize klog and what exactly I have to do, so I will just copy paste it from my template. Okay, now let's go to the main page of this DBFLow. It might help you to pause the video and read like the basic stuff what you can do with it, with getting started. So it tells us that in our base application we need to initialize it, the flow manager within it. So let's go ahead and initialize it. Okay, we've added this application name. Now we need to define our database, and here we have an example with ant colonies, ants and queens. So let's go ahead and work with this example. So first you need to define the database name and version, and this is called colony database. Of course, this instead of this you can have articles databases, books databases, whatever you may want. So let's create here a new package called data, and inside it let's create a class. Let's copy paste the code. Let's import this stuff, and because my class name is different, you can easily rename the file here. Okay, now that we created our database, we can create a queen. Funny. So this is a table. It's called annotation. You see how clean everything looks like with annotation, primary key, column. Really nice. And we have to define a colony for that queen. You don't have to remember everything here, just I spelled the wrong colony. So this is a one-to-one relationship. So here we go in the queen, and let's modify. Let's add this one-to-one relationship. You can, I suggest you read everything here, or just go with the flow. So here we have one-to-many, which is an ant. This might be a little fast for a database tutorial, but if you want, stop writing the code and just follow me what I'm doing. So let's make a quick recap. We have a database with a name and a version. Attached to this database is a colony. Okay. Attached to this colony, which has a name and an ID, is a queen. And this represents a one-to-one relation. And the queen has a name and an ID. And we have ants, which are the lowest entity in our database. I don't know how it's called, with a type and if it's male or not. And we have a foreign queen that links it to the queen. And also we have a method here, associate queen. Great. So it says here that when we establish one-to-many relationship, we have to also add this stuff. So now it says ant table here. Can't find the ant table, but here is a trick. You just try to run the application. Just hit it run, and if it builds one time, magically this ant table gets created. If you control click on it, you see this is generated code. Please do not modify, and let's not modify it. This means you just have to build the application once and it will get generated. You will encounter this technique that you have to build it with other annotations libraries like Dagger, so don't be afraid if you can't find it. It means that you just have to build it. Okay, so now let's play a little with our database. Let's say we first want to add a new colony, so we do like this: colony, Mars colony, new colony. But we see we have some methods to save, update, check, whatever, but we don't have we want to set the name of this colony, but this variable is private, so let's create some getters and setters. Also let's create a toString if we're here, so we can see what's going on more easily. And it would be a nice idea to create a constructor too with a name, and we also need to create a constructor without any parameters. So after we did this, we can simply put in the constructor the name, the Mars colony, the Mars colony of Matt Demon. Alright, so we can call on this an async and unsave. Now be careful, these operations with saving and reading from a database should be async, and you should structure your code in a way that these operations are not on the UI thread, because it will hang the application in case you have much more stuff. Now after it finished saving it, let's say after 1 second we want to see what exactly is in the database, so I'm gonna show you how to create a simple countdown timer. New countdown timer, let's say after 1 second with 1 second intervals, just write start at the end, and here control enter, implement methods enter, and we have here on finish. We want to read it, so we read it in the following way. We have colony, what colony, SQLITE dot select dot from, and here we have to pass the class database colon, the class which we want the object returned, and we have here many options. I will just choose query simple, and let's see what we got, because I overwritten this method string. Put it as an info. And when we run our application, we see here that indeed we saved this colony object, and we saved it with a name, the Mars colony of Matt Demon. Now let's say we modify this Mars colony of Andre, and here we want to get a list, so we have here a method query list which returns a list object, and Klog is smart enough to give us a list, so I'm inserting a new one here. So we see we have two objects saved. Now if you want to delete the database, base application, just write delete table and here pass the class name that you want to delete. Calling the class. You see it deleted first when it starts up, and insert just one. Homework. Now I skipped the part with this creating an ant and colonies. So this is your job. Your job is to create an ant that is connected to a colony, and remember this is a one-to-one relationship, and assign let's say 3, 4, 5 ants to this ant and display them nicely in this terminal. Now in order for you to do this, you really need to read carefully the documentation of DBFlow. Now you might say, Andrei, but everybody is talking about SQLITE. Just forget about SQLITE. Use DBFlow. It is a much cleaner and nicer syntax, and in the long run it will help you much more than overly complicating with DBFlow. Good luck and see you on the next tutorial.